morning, everyone. Happy Monday.
Oh, good morning.
We are kicking off the MoltenWorks morning show today. I'm Kevin Creekmore.
And I'm Melissa Stepp.
And, well, right now I'm the owner, but Melissa acts like an owner. And will be soon. But we're here to talk about kind of our story to start off as we kick off this episode. We'll also dive into, over time, feedback from you guys, what you want to see, what you want to hear, what you want us to talk about. I'm sure we'll be doing some videos that include glass making or something else cool going on. Mm-hmm. But I guess we wanted to kick off the morning with kind of
how we got here.
How we got here, yes. So I guess to start, high school, for me, I was introduced to glass and decided, sure, I'll make it a business. My art teacher introduced me to it, said it might be a good business for you, and I didn't hesitate, and I said, let's do it. And so with no other qualms or stoppage or qualifications, I got licensed as a business. I came up with the name MoltenWorks while I was lifeguarding. Don't worry, I was still watching the people. Actually, there was no one in the pool at the time. But came up with the name, got it licensed, started making vases. I wish I had one here. But as you probably know, most businesses, how they start is not how they finish. So fast forward 2 years beyond that, I was out of high school, started going and firing stuff in Seattle at Prop Fine Arts. They're a great facility, all sorts of glass and clay and art in general. Moved on from there to meet Randall. He was my mentor for 2 years, and him and his wife were so gracious to let me work out of their garage studio for those 2 years. Little did they know I would be spending every single day there all day. So kind of funny. Randall, if you watch this, thank you so much. Pat too, for she'd come out in the morning in a robe and be like, oh, and I'd be there. So anyway, fast forward 2 years, learned a ton of stuff with Randall. We really experimented. He had been doing glass for about 10 years, as well as other art mediums. No business side, which was fine because I learned all the details and all the inner workings of glass fusing. After that, made the leap into a big commercial studio, the studio that you guys know today. That studio started out as just the warehouse part. We didn't have our front entrance. A couple years into it, we added that. After about a year or two of doing it, being in the studio and struggling to make it work, we were trying to do production art. We were trying to sell to all the different stores around the area. Sure, we were making a little bit, but it was difficult. We saw classes, or I saw classes as an opportunity to really engage with people. I'm a little too social for working on art all day by yourself, so I needed some human interaction, and got that. Started cut everything. It was January of 2017. Cut everything else we were doing, started just doing classes, and we took off. Melissa joined us, I think, only 8 months after that.
Yeah, it was
like
2018.
Or 2018,
so yeah, it's been 2 years since I've been on board.
Yeah. So fast forward, Melissa
Here we are.
Came on board and changed everything.
It did.
It allowed, well, basically I would say where I was very weak, she filled in those gaps, and that really helped MoltenWorks to be what you guys see today. All of the curriculum, the teaching, everything got really perfected by Melissa, and so I am forever grateful because holy crap, I could not do this alone. So grateful to have her on board, and then moving forward as we grow, it's an exciting journey. So I'll let Melissa share a little bit about her background and kind of, I guess, also our inner workings of how we met.
I was going to say, how did Kevin and I meet?
We met a long time ago.
So Kevin, you mentioned that you started this while you were in high school, and that's when we met.
Yep.
I actually met his parents first. And hi Donna. Yes, I met his parents first. They popped in. I was managing the Redmond pool, which is across the street from Redmond High School. One afternoon, I was working in my swimsuit and towel, and a couple walked in and they said, "Hey, we're just in the area checking out the school for our son, and he just got his lifeguard certificate.
Woo!
And can he have a job?" And I was like, "Sure." I mean,
I'd only been a lifeguard for like 2 months, by the way.
Yes. And I was like, "Sure, no problem. When you guys move up here, you know, have them come on in and fill out an application." And that person, that couple was Kevin's mom and dad, and that lifeguard was Kevin Creekmore.
Yeah.
Kevin was a very popular swim instructor. He helped me coach our little fledgling swim team. We worked together on that adventure. Yep, so that was about 10 years ago. And then from there, I moved from the Redmond pool to managing the aquatics department at the Bellevue Club. Kevin sort of came with me, but
That was a year later or so.
yeah, sort of came with me, but then ended up working in valet at the Bellevue Club. And then from there, I left the Bellevue Club, and I wanted to get into curriculum development. It's really what I wanted to do. And so I ended up at Starbucks, and I was there for about 3 years. And that venture taught me a lot about inventory management and just how to scale things really well. And so here I am about 2 years after that.
And little does Melissa remember, but we were out actually as a bunch of staff from Bellevue Club. We're at a place called The Goose. It was a bar that we all hung out at, and I hadn't seen Melissa in probably, I don't know, a year or so.
Mm-hmm.
And just started talking to her and listening, and she was telling me about the curriculum, telling me about like all these skills that she was trying to apply, and I just in my head I'm like, oh my God, it's perfect. Like I need to hire her, but I can't right now. So it was about 3 years until we finally reconnected, and Melissa came in for a class with her mom and sister, and that's history. You know, it was pretty awesome to see, to reconnect in that way, and then to having worked, her as my boss, and like work together on things just to really like, gel again.
Yeah, it's kind of funny how our strengths that were our strengths 10 years ago are still our strengths, and but now I think we're more adult in knowing what our weaknesses are and where we balance each other out. Too, Kevin, I'm very much a rule follower. I very much you establish policy and procedure. You need to find structure, and so I'm sort of always, that's kind of my North Star, is looking for structure. And
I like the way
Kevin looks way past the structure, and we both get to the same place, but it's in a very different path.
Yeah, well, and I think what's interesting about sharing that is I actually was just listening to a book again I've previously read called The Miracle Morning.
Mm-hmm.
This was specifically for entrepreneurs, and he just talks about that. Not only is it so important to have like where you're weak, the other person's strong, but then it was even funnier because he was talking about COOs and the relationship and the importance and just everything that like we've been trying to work towards. And so it really is cool always to see books tie in to that aspect. And I just like I said, it's just been really fun to get to this point and then now say, all right, where else can we go? What else can we do? And as an entrepreneur, projecting way into the future where the how doesn't seem possible, that's really my specialty, and this book talks about that as well. And for anybody trying to figure out what they want to do or where they want to go, like, go by yourself somewhere and start dreaming and thinking of what you really want without any idea how. Like, if you don't worry about the how, and that it's so hard to separate yourself, because especially when you're around people, they connect to that. They really want. I just lost my train of thought, but they really just connect to that. So.
Well, and that's something that's really been important for me, is to have somebody that doesn't get hung up on the how.
Yeah.
And for me, who always, how do we get there, or how do we do that, is my roadblock, but at the same time, it's also a strength, right?
And yeah, when I was 17 and building this, there was this weird kind of talk I listened to called Manifest Your Destiny. And it talks about that exact thing. Like, how are you, 99% of it is not the how. The how is only 1%. The 99% is that mission that you create, that goal, that desire, that just go for it, you know? And honestly, like, it's been a 10-year. I can't believe. I reflect on 10 years of making this, and holy crap, it is not easy, but it's worth it. And it's been so amazing to see the community we've been able to build, and I just, like, I'm so grateful to all of you out there that come in, create, support us during this time. Those members out there that have just come in and bought 1 million kits, thank you. It's going to get us through this tough time, and we'll be better than ever when we come out of it.
Well, we really will, because Kevin and I were talking about this the other day, how nobody wanted a pandemic.
Yeah.
But what it forced us to do was stop what we were doing.
Yeah.
And we were able to refocus and redirect our attention to things that have been consuming the back of our minds, but we haven't been able to execute.
Yeah.
Like the create at home kits.
Yeah.
It's something that we really want to get the medium of working with glass out into the public and show people how accessible it really is. And it puts the MoltenWorks brand into more homes, and so that, you know, coming out of this, the create at home kits are never going to go away now.
Yeah.
And we've really been able to dial it in.
Wineries, here we come.
Yes.
We've done a few winery events before where we go mobile. The kits allow us to do that a lot more. And so you guys will see us at plenty of wineries this summer. The previous one, we did Goose Ridge, because I know Tiffany pretty well. But yeah, we'll get out there. We'll be doing all that. We have summer camps actually scheduled at Bellevue Club. We're hoping those still happen. But we'll also be doing summer camps for kids, because you know, all the kids that missed all these opportunities, and with plenty of camps not being open.
Yeah, we'll be able to do that. I mean, and originally we have it scheduled for July and August, and we had originally envisioned doing it with 16 kids, but you know, now we'll just scale it back a little bit, so that everybody can have more space.
And I'm sure
to
your
work
parents
with.
are dying to get your kids to go somewhere.
So we will take your kids for a couple of hours each day. MoltenWorks is art meets science, and for kids, they haven't developed the hesitation, and their confidence is still very high, and we want to capitalize on that.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of fun to see kids create. There's been a lot of kids doing the create at home kits. The pineapples that I posted this weekend were done by 10-year-old boys, and they had so much fun, and it's really great to see the engagement with the family. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, hi, Louise. And Kevin's friend Chelsea.
Yeah,
miss
Chelsea.
Your face.
I know, I miss you too. Good times.
Yes.
Let's karaoke when this all comes back.
Yeah, so the kids, watching the kids being able to create, and the fascination that, you know, we have as adults with the glass. The kids, there's such a wow factor with it too. So I know that they're gonna have a lot of fun creating and learning, and you know, Kevin has a whole plan for them to be able to peek in the kiln and watch a candle holder fall.
Yeah.
Actually, fall is maybe a harsh word.
Slump.
It's slump or drape, because it just gently folds down.
Yep.
But so to be able to expose kids to that, you know, be similar to having them watch the combing that we've been doing, which has been another thing.
It's been so fun. I mean,
we can't do it during classes.
Yeah.
When with 6 or 7 classes a week, there's 200 about. I mean, if everything's full, about 200
250.
projects going through the kiln, and then they all have to, most of them go back in the kiln to be shaped.
Yep.
We don't have time to
No.
do these really big combing projects.
No,
And
so it's been, I think the biggest thing for anybody out there running a business or struggling is, and I'm a forever optimist, but there is always opportunity. And I think this right now is the greatest opportunity, not only for, look at us here doing the morning show that we just launched, and we'll be doing this every week, but like there's so many other avenues to take, but you just don't see them because you're blinded by your business or your, you know, we had 98% of our focus on the classes because we couldn't do anything else, and now we have 100% of our focus on whatever else that means. And so we've done 9 combings now, I think, or 8, setting another one up for tomorrow. And
how long does one of those take?
Oh my gosh,
Start to finish.
Let's see. So the setup is probably about 2 hours. Takes about 2 to 3 hours to heat up, and then the combing is like an all-day process. It's at least 8 hours, and because each combing, so combing, for those that don't know, is you heat the glass up molten hot. We go to about 1600 or 1550, and then we lift the lid and we drag through it with a metal stake. You only get about 50 seconds per time, and then in between each time, after you comb it, it needs to reheat. So you gotta wait, I don't know, 30 minutes to an hour between each one, and I'm usually doing it about 6 to 8 times. There's no limit to how many times you can. It's just once we get it to a place where, okay, it looks good, then we close the lid, and then it's 2 days of cooling.
Right.
And that's because if you cool it too fast, as I did with 2 of the pieces, it'll crack.
Yes.
And then you don't have a very safe piece, or a very
it gets quite the edge. And quick timeout, yes, Val, this is taped, so when we post it later, you'll be able to hear what we're chatting about.
We'll post this on Facebook. We'll also do a rerun on YouTube. Yep.
But yeah, so with that process, one of those combings is, 3, maybe 4 days, because we don't live here at the studio much.
Most of the time.
Most of the time, yeah. You see us all the time. You might think that we never leave, but we do. Yes.
You can keep talking.
Oh, thank you, Annette. Yeah. It's so that that combing process, that's about 4 days in the kiln.
Yeah.
And with a week only being 7 days, that wouldn't leave any time for your projects to go through the mega toaster.
Yeah.
So again, it's Optimus versus Pessimism. That's opportunity versus risk. I've done a lot of growing and changing and reading about that yes, you're taking a risk, but you're also finding opportunities.
Well, I think you mentioned, had this been a few years ago, it would have been a little harder to swallow.
I wouldn't have been able to handle this. So my personal growth, MoltenWorks has literally been life-saving for me, combining what I want to do, teaching, curriculum, communicating, sharing growth, and being able.
She is the leader, by the way, guys. I'm just here, but Melissa runs it, and that's crazy and awesome, and the staff all love working with her too. So it's cool. We can't wait to get all those staff back. We've had them coming in and making a few projects. Amy's been helping us make garden stakes, so if you need some garden stakes for your garden, we got those on made by MoltenWorks right now. You can pick any of them. We have 12 right now made. You can custom order them too, and we'll make you up some garden stakes.
Yes, it does. It sure does.
So for those that don't know, Donna just commented about confidence and determination, and that's what Melissa, the key thing she teaches when scoring your glass is that confidence and determination, and then you'll get that right cut, and you're good to go.
Yeah, so, it does. It applies. It bring confidence and determination applies to a lot of different things.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah,
it does.
We've been able to fuel our creativity, and it's been able to drive a lot of the opportunities that we're finding.
Yeah.
With with this pandemic, it's a pandemic opportunity.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, and not to say that it's not hard or
It is hard.
Everybody experiences
Yeah.
it differently, and no doubt I haven't paid myself in 2 months, so it's hard.
Yeah.
But again, you can either sit there and let everything affect you and come on to you and hit you, and it's going to hit you no matter what, but it's how you respond to it, right? Like, it's the response is what's going to go. And don't get me wrong, like the first couple weeks I was a little on edge, you know, more just like trying to work through.
It's stressful, and if we don't go through it, it's phases of the grief process, and the grief process isn't one and done.
Yep.
It's cyclical. Every little point that we've accepted, you move back into, there's something new that we have to grieve and move through that process. And yes, there's a little bit of denial where we think everything's fine, but anger is a big part of that. And I know that both of us have gone through that process.
Yeah.
And we've been grumpy and cranky, and recognize that in each other and given each other space. But I know that creating is a big stress reliever.
Just getting on the. I don't create like much anymore, or with the classes I didn't, and even Melissa, I think she created still a little bit, but now it's like we've both been able to kind of expand and just say, like, I love it. She'll find a piece that's like broken or like random, and then just make something cool out of it.
We've been able to do some things that are just for ourselves.
Yeah.
And just for us. And I like to create and like show everybody everything, like that silly frog that so cool.
Yep.
I love that frog, and that was just something that I did for myself.
Yeah.
And that was really cool. I made some jellyfish for myself. But being able to show people how I made the rooster has been really cool, because that was just something that thanks Tracy Ann. That was just the rooster is something that a lot of people want to do, but they get a little intimidated. But I'm happy to show the tips and tricks for making that. The rooster. I'm going to attempt a narwhal on Wednesday.
Ooh, yeah.
And I've got some ideas about that. There's a National Geographic photographer named Paul Nicklin, and he has this really cool overhead shot of a bunch of narwhals congregating, and it gives me I just kind of want to take like a little section of it and get a full one with the long
Didn't somebody ask you to make a narwhal? Did I hear
that? Yes, that's what it was.
I remember seeing narwhal somewhere.
At the end of the rooster video, I was like, if anybody has any suggestions, and so Kendall popped up with narwhal, and I was like, okay, challenge accepted. And then I was
spiraled cane makes great narwhal horns.
Yeah, and then my friend Kaylee was talking. I was talking to her after that.
Yeah.
And she brought up how she loves narwhals, and I was like, well, that's it then.
Yeah.
That's fate. Two people from completely separate worlds say that I need to make a narwhal. So time to make a narwhal. Figure it out. So I've been doing some research and looking to see how that's gonna look. So I'm excited.
It's great
to try something new. And
so we've got narwhal coming. I'm working on my ocean scene still. I'll be doing that tomorrow morning, and then doing a combing tomorrow. We'll post some videos of that tomorrow for you guys.
Yes.
I guess kind of moving forward, thanks for tuning in, guys. We want to continue this show. We know it'll develop. If you guys have ideas of what you want to hear us talk about, of things maybe that you want to see, that would be awesome. As we kind of expand, as far as MoltenWorks opening back up, as of right now, we have June 15th on the calendar, where we'll go back to normal classes per the governor. Of course, that could change still within time, but for now, that's what we're doing. Otherwise, be sure to get your kits, because we have lots of cool different styles. We have, jellyfish.
Well, dragonflies, the flowers,
Yeah.
the crazy birds have been very popular. That's been really exciting, and so the kits are pre-packed designs for you. So that's the advantage of the kit is for those of you who haven't created at MoltenWorks before or don't don't think that you can do it, the kits are pre-packed. And so you'll get a template, you'll get a design. We've got instructional videos, and I explain all the tools and how to start building your design. Facebook videos, we're also up on YouTube, so you can access those videos without your Facebook account. And that's what the kits are. They really walk you through. If you are nervous about the trying something at home, the Crazy Birds is a good one to start with, because the challenge is not to cut, or to cut as little as possible, and just work with the glass. And so that's a good one to start with if you are a little nervous. The flowers are a good one to start with as well, because you can create one, some, or all of the flowers that I introduce you to in the video. It's a big variety of flowers, and you can pick the easy ones, you can pick the hard ones, you can do a couple of them, you can do all of them. And so that's a good one to start with as well if you're looking for an easy kit to start with. And once you're more comfortable with the kits, or the pre-built kits, you can do what we've called build a kit, kind of like Build-A-Bear. You get to build it yourself. You have a design in mind. You know what you want that design to look like. Mm-hmm. So you pick a few of the materials, you pick some colors, you pick your base piece, and go from there. So that's a good one to have as your second kit.
Or if you've been in before and
Yep.
a lot of you that have been in are like, I want blues and greens.
Yep.
So it's a good opportunity for you to make what you want.
Yeah, and create at home. There's been a lot of, I think one thing that we might need to do this week is show people a variety of ways that projects have been transported.
Oh yeah.
And we might need to show people, I think we should glue a couple of projects and show people that they don't shift when they're being transported, because everybody
but the
gets
glue takes a while.
The glue does take a while, so don't.
We said I think 30 minutes, but it's more like a couple hours. So it's because it's mostly water, like it's a water glue mix.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Maybe set it outside.
Blow dryer.
Yeah.
Just don't blow all your pieces off.
Yeah. So yeah, I think we could show people that projects don't move once they've been glued.
Yeah. And worst case, if something shifted, when you come drop it off, you can come in the studio to fix that little piece too.
Yeah.
So
Or make some
totally
adjustments,
cool.
or
let us know how.
we're happy to help you out and make some minor little adjustments.
Yeah.
To your project. So those are the two big questions. How do I move it?
Yeah.
And how do I keep the pieces from shifting around?
How do I not get glass all over my house?
Yeah.
We have a few techniques in our videos of showing you how to cut your glass pieces into a bowl that we provide. The only thing you have to provide is if you get a little washcloth or towel, when you clip into that bowl, then your pieces aren't going to go flying.
Right.
So we got you covered. Don't worry. I know it's like, I don't know what to do. We also have a cutting board in the kit so that you're not cutting on your dining room table.
Yeah.
All the things.
Yeah. My mom has found her kitchen counter is the same height as the tables. She's And so she's got her little setup on the end of her kitchen counter. My mom is on her second Seattle Skyline. She's like, oh, it's squares and rectangles. This is very easy.
Yeah.
So it's been.
And she was a good test.
Yeah, she got one of the first
kids.
kits.
Don't know Melissa's mom, but she rocks, and it was so cool to see her. She came back and her first piece was just awesome.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah.
She's really proud of it. She took pictures, and she doesn't have social media, but she texted everybody that she knows a picture of her projects, her project, and was really excited about it. So
it was super
she's
fun.
So she really likes it. She loves what she creates. She's got one of she made a big sunflower, and she was going to give it away as a present, but then decided that she didn't want to, so it's sitting in her backyard. It
happens
really
a lot. You make a piece thinking you're going to give it, and then you like it so much, you're like, I can make them something else.
Yes. Yeah, that's usually why you need to do two projects, is because you decide to keep one.
Yeah.
So,
usually.
yes. Yeah. So, I think, let's do some videos with showing people that the glue really does stick.
Yeah.
And
it's actually glue.
Yeah, it actually does glue, and your projects will stay.
Yeah.
So that'll be excited.
Oh, hi, Nala.
Yeah.
Our little mascot is here. I know you can't see her here.
She got a little. Yep, there she is.
There's a little peek. Little baby.
Yep.
Little baby girl. She's like, "Are you guys done yet?"
Yeah. She's like, I got lonely.
Yeah.
She's gonna come and ooh, that tickles.
Yeah.
So.
Well, anyway,
Yeah.
but yeah, I think we can wrap it up here.
Yeah.
Thanks so much, you guys, for all tuning in. It's great to hear from y'all, your comments. We look forward to what the future holds, and what we might do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I'll be
thanks
excited
again.
to see where we go with MoltenWorks.
Cool, guys.
Whole new direction. All right. See you
Enjoy
guys.
the rest of your day. We'll see you
Yes.
later.